All right, man. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace and black African power. Y'all, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, yeah. Peace, peace, peace and black African power, man. Um, Welcome back to Kofi Piesie TV. I am Kofi Piesie. Um, Real quick, man. Before we get started, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Y'all, please like and share the show. Please like and share the show. Oh, I'm nervous. It's been a minute since I've been back on, man. But y'all, please like and share the show. Please like and share the show. Let me turn this on right here. Can y'all hear me pretty good before I get started too? Can y'all hear me pretty good? I hooked up this new mic and making I want to make sure that my everything is coming through clear. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Let me know if y'all can hear me pretty good. I know it's probably a delay on the end. Y'all put up a one or a thumbs up or something. Let me know if y'all hear me pretty good. Is my volume good? I guess so. I'm gonna kiss y'all. Just let me know, man, if y'all can't hear me, man. But yeah, again, welcome back, man. First, I want to say ETM Hotel, Dua Aku, Dua Netcha, Fatmu Alafie, Fatmu Riri, Fatmu Iwa Pele, Majuba Iba Gungun, Majuba Iba Gungun, Egungun Kiki, Egungun. I always want to get honor and praises to the ancestors because without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We are our ancestors. I also would like to stand honor and praises to the true and living elders according to an African tradition and from an African perspective. Like I said again, man, welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a minute, man, since I did anything, man. But hope y'all, man, enjoy this, man. And we're gonna get back to the basic. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get back to the basics. I'm gonna get back to the foundation, of where, I started out is, and that is teaching. You know what I'm saying? That is readership. That is readology. If y'all can see on my shirt, the reading hour, the reading hour. So we're gonna get back into the reading hour. Oh man. But yeah, man, we gonna let's go ahead and get started, man. I want to go ahead and get started. Uh because I got myself on a time limit. I'm not gonna be on here all day. I'm not gonna be on here all day. A good hour and a half, man. Like I said, we want to get back to the basic. So when I come back on now, my objective is to get back to, like I said, the basics, get back to the foundation of where I started from, and that was coming in. Everybody know me for coming in and doing presentations. That's sharing information, with the people, man. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. But oh no, 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 no. Before I do that, let me do this. Before I do that. All right, please. I'm got to get this thing back up and going, man. But the new Independent African Academy, man. I hadn't been talking about that. Well, shit, I hadn't been talking about anything lately because I hadn't been on. But I got to get this back up and going, man, and get some people and get some serious people that want to be involved in the new Independent African Academy, and then I'll come back and start reading the codes of conducts and the mandates. But also, the last show I did maybe a month and a half ago. These shirts are available too. Never fall out with your friends over information. They are also available on Emboka Family Connect apparel. Also, the readership shirts. If you want, if you down with the readership, you know what I'm saying. Go to www.emboka Family Connect apparel and get your Emboka. I mean, get your readership t-shirts. Um, Let me see here. Also, go get your readology, read our t-shirts. If I'm rocking a shirt, look pretty good on me, man. So go get your readology t-shirts. Your reading hour. I keep saying readology t-shirts. But now that I got that out the way, man, let's go ahead. Let me take this off here. I should have took this off here like this. Let me take that off of there. Let me go back up here. I'm a let me change my camera too. I need to be looking over on this side right here. So we're gonna get started, man. Let me uh share my screen. Y'all let me know when my screen is sharing. Let me enlarge in this right here. Let me go over here because I can't see what y'all saying. Damn. Let me go right. I want to see what y'all saying on this other end too, man. Peace to everybody in the chat too, man. Y'all please like and share the show. Shout out to brother Teddy, Usher, Maat Ross, and Efren. Hey, bro, if you still on here, bro, I appreciate, man. You know you was asking me. I think the last time I did something, which was about a month ago, you told me, man, man, when you looking forward for me doing something, when I'm gonna do something, when I'm gonna do another presentation. I took that in consideration too, of me talking about going back to the basics and Rocking 777. I know he's not in here, he's on vacation, but another good brother I talked to who told me, man, to get back to doing what I'm what I'm doing, man. So, I'm just gonna go back to the basic, man. So I'm gonna start back, like I said, going back to the shows and present some information. I've been working on a few things. So we like I said, we're gonna go back to getting back to the info. We're gonna go back to, which my other brothers, they hadn't stopped, doing the readership. They hadn't stopped doing the reading hour, man. And we need that. But this show is called Readership and the Reading Hour. Is reading important anymore? And can y'all trust us because we put out a lot of books? I know that's a lot saying in that title right there, readership and readology. And I'll explain why the name of the show is called Readership and the Reading Hour. And is reading important anymore? And can y'all trust us because we put out a lot of books? I mean, there was a question posed or someone stating that, but which we'll get into that in a minute. But like I say again, if y'all interested in the Reading Hour t-shirts and the readership t-shirts, again, go to www.Emboca Family Connect Apparel, and you can purchase those shirts. Those never fall out with your friends over information. I got two shirts. I got a plain shirt, and then I got another design shirt. Never fall out with your friends. Over information also on there. All right, everybody know this is my phrase. As I learn, we all learn. Sharing information with others, deepen. No, oh, that's my book. But as I learn, we all learn. Everybody know that it is the motto that we all follow over here. And that is reading and then sharing what we learn with the people. Yeah, people miss Pastor Kofi. Yeah, I said I'm gonna tone it down, Teddy Usherman Robert. Shout out to you. Shout out to everything is everything. Pure Black. Shout out to my brother Sean P in the building. Shout out to my brother Sutek Akandi, Uyana Olawa. Shout out to Sister Lakeisha Dunn. Shout out to Dum Dada. Um, Shout out to my brother Chavis. Um, who else in here, man? For before I get started, man. Y'all please like and share the show, man. Please like and share the show. Who else in here, man, that I need to shout out while I'm in here, man? Just acknowledging people because that's one thing about good college, good character. You know what I'm saying? Also is acknowledging someone's existence, and we take that for granted every day too. We walk past people that look just like us or walk past people in general and don't speak or head nod or extend our hands. Shout out to Sadata Akata Kara Nzimbi, if I said that right. Edward Enigma 9 times 9. Shout out to you, brother. So I just want to acknowledge everybody's existence too before I get started, man, and let y'all know, man, that I see y'all, man. Um, but yeah, let me move this out the way. All right, again, if y'all hadn't subscribed, please go subscribe to Kofi Piesie. TV, man. And go check out www.saintreedifferentbranchpublishing.com. That is our official website for our publication. Whether you want to purchase a book, whether you want to get your book published, or you need a logo for your business, or you need a design for your apparel, you need some editing, or you need some ghost writing, you need a small marketing video, uh, consultation. We do it all. You can reach us from that same tree, different branch publishing .com. Also, I always have to put a disclaimer out here before I get started. I am not a teacher, but merely a student sharing information. And that information is provided for the educational purpose only. And if you are in doubt, do the research and have it verified by someone qualified. I reserve the right to change the focus of this presentation, to shut down, sell, or exchange the terms or use at my own discretion. All reserve rights, all reserve, I reserve the right to add information as it comes available, or adapt changes, approve information as it comes available in the future. Inputs wanted, changes, additions, deletions are encouraged. So when I'm doing something, I always have to put a disclaimer out here. Even though I've been doing this for a long time, and people say that I'm a teacher, I say I'm still a student. So I'm not a teacher, but a student just sharing information. I'm not a scholar, I'm not a expert, I'm not a teacher. I'm just someone who loves information, someone who loves reading, someone who loves sharing information, and someone who loves helping our people in whatever capacity that I can help people in. And I'm letting you know that I'm flawed, and I can make mistakes, and I can learn from my mistakes. I can admit to my mistakes. I'm growing in the information just like everybody else is growing in the information. So I just always have to put a disclaimer out here so people won't be thinking that I'm always right. The term readership and the reading hour has been used as in a negative connotation when we describing the teams that I'm a part of. I embrace both terms, and every time it's mentioned negatively. So, the readership and it was readership, and the reading hour was mentioning negative when it was describing, and I'm saying the other side. And the only reason why I'm saying the other side is because it has become two sides. When Unc and Sean was in their dispute, or still in their dispute, uh, I hadn't been keeping up with it with that, but a split took place, whether we know it or not. I told people to pay attention. People that were subscribed to our channel no longer subscribe, no longer watching. Some of the people that was our day ones no longer watching, you know, which is cool. And then some people on the other side, when the side split between Sean and Unc, like I said, some took Sean's side, some took Unc's side. So the ones that took Unc's side unsubscribed to our channel, no longer watching and support of us. Some of our day ones that was watching us no longer support us. They took Unc's side. And the people that took Sean's side no longer subscribe or no longer watching. Um, Unks and them channel. So it's sad that it happened like that, but people have taken sides, that choosing sides. And um even if you look at a poster from the other day, or yesterday, that was a guy was talking about us from the other side, talking about us negative from the other side. But again, I embrace this term readership and the reading hour, even though it appeared to be you know uh negative when it's mentioned to this side over here, like reading is uncool, and sometimes people, and in this atmosphere, it's becoming where reading is becoming to be uncool. Like when we was in school, we was in school, we didn't want to be smart. We call people nerds when they read. And when people was highly intellectual or whatever, we didn't fool with those kids. They wasn't cool. And even now in the conscious community, what I'm saying, um, reading information, trying to be thorough as possible is uncool. So, That's sad too. But those was my dang, hold on, those was my sources real quick. To throw my sources out there real quick. And I put the sources back up again. I even cited myself in there. You can cite your own self of if you put out some work. So I did cite myself, but we'll get into that. But let's get into, man, reading. And I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I just want to get into reading, what is important about reading, what I'm saying, what is the benefits about, benefits about reading, um, and etc. Man. And like I said on that commercial I did yesterday, man, reading, man, whether y'all know it or not, is an essential tool, brothers and sisters. It's an essential tool, man. And it is a building block for learning, man. And and I'll talk a little bit more about that once I read something. I want to kind of talk about, why I say it's an essential tool or it's an essential skill, and how um our ancestors use this essential tool, even, coming out of slavery. You know what I'm saying? When we look at uh those different African academies and so forth, or we look at the 60s or we look at the 70s and stuff, how reading, and learning and sharing this information and so forth was very important. But let's talk about the importance of reading. Hold on, let me do this. All right, so I won't lose power. But importance of importance of reading skills. As reading, it is a process of developing one's knowledge. It can be beneficial when preparing for competitive explanations, being the integral part of our school education system. Some skills are developed through extensive reading, which could prove to be the advantage when preparing for any exam in the further. But this is something that we should all know, you know what I'm saying, reading skills. So like I said, we just gonna get into the reading, benefits of the reading. So it's gonna be a little reading, and then I'll get into the other stuff about can y'all trust us? Because I want to know, I want y'all to be able to trust us. I want y'all to feel, you know what I'm saying, feel like y'all can trust us. It's an issue with us reading and producing reading material and producing at, I guess, a level that they say we shouldn't be producing at this level. But we're going to explain why we was able to produce certain things and how easy it is, and we're going to talk about some other stuff to make y'all be able to trust us when I pull out receipts and show you certain things, right? But let's go into reading is an activity that helps many people relax and enjoy reading novels for pleasure. However, it is also not wholly academically pursuit. But most of us that deals with these different platforms, it is in an academic pursuit. Some of us, reading can develop skills that would help you be more successful in life by helping you acquire new knowledge. And this was a thing that our ancestors also knew when we started talking about the African Academy and the Independent African Academy. Right, when we started looking at those guys, and when we start throwing out different names during the period of the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, and so forth. They was trying to have, build good men, intellectual men, you know what I'm saying, intellectual women. They understood how reading, what I'm saying, was a tool or a skill, what I'm saying, that can push us into success, even us having a better life, right? So developing and affecting reading skills. Although reading gives us a lot of knowledge, we must follow specific techniques in reading effectively and retaining what we have learned. Reading should be done in the right manner, in a proper focus or concentration for effective results. Bullet point one: stop sub vocalizing. Many people read by making a sound without actual saying it out loud. To stop this habit, one can try to read in the mind only. Expanding color vocabulary. One should read a regular interval and acquire new words and enhancement vocabulary. The more one knows, the better they can communication, which is true. A lot of people I talk to, I try not to use these big old words, but I use these words because, I'm saying, I'm well versed and reading material. Reading material increases to retain information. A person must read material that interests him slash her. Likewise, a habit that can be developed only when the interest is maintained. The bullet point 4, reading out loud. Reading out loud increases concentration and comprehension. A person will be able to retain information for a longer time if he or she reads in a loud voice, but in a calm and composite tone so as is not to disturb others in the room or the vicinity. Hiding dictionary. A dictionary is a good tool, but it should not use and often as a distraction to the reader. I can attest for this right here because a lot of times we do have to have a dictionary when we looking up particular words and vocabularies. I mean, looking up certain words, and I know I can start off looking up a word, and then man, I go to it come distraction. I go to looking up this word and looking that up, and this mean and going to something else, and I go into something else. It'd be a whole 30, 40 minutes before I get back into the reading. Right? A dictionary can provide any meanings of particular words until you have already read the stories or context of this sentence. With time, words will become familiar and you will know their meanings without consulting in the dictionary again. Focus on the content, not the presentation. Sometimes it so happens that while reading, we get distracted by the presentation of the material instead of focusing on what actually being presented. That can be considered a bad habit that must be reversed in effective readings. Importance of reading and writing. Writing is not possible without reading. If you want to become a good writer, the first thing you must do is read more and more because a person can become a good writer only if they have a lot of information around them. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Different people have different writing styles and preference. A person who reads a lot will have a better understanding of a different writing style and a language used by people belonging to different cultures. Reading makes us aware of varieties available in writing expressions and help us hone in on writing skills. The importance of reading books. We can understand that books from a treasure trove, knowledge and information, it will delve into the history of how humans have evolved so far. There is an eternal wealth of information in books, which motivates people to learn new things, gain additional knowledge, and apply those concepts in real life and work on personal fronts. They give us the opportunity to explore our potential, which they do. Books allow us to explore and to learn things. Some of our society's biggest knowledge seekers and information gatherers are educated people, mostly college students, graduates, and professionals who seek additional knowledge through books. They use books as a medium of learning. The success stories of many potential personalities like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, etc., prove the reading is important in a person's success. It might seem surprise to some people that to say that books play an important role in shaping up successful personalities. A book can develop imagination and creativity through books. It visualizes anything he reads. A person's imagination can take flight just by imagining how a particular character is living and how he would react in certain situations. Reading helps develop a creative as well as imagination of any individual. One can think out of the box and imagine things, and they read books with curiosity, right? So those are some of the important things. Some of the benefits, many benefits of reading. One is strengthening the brain activity, which I said, you know what I'm saying? That is a muscle. Your brain is a muscle. So we have to not only exercise our arms, our legs, and so forth. We have to exercise, we have to exercise our muscle inside of our skull, which is the brain. So it also strengthens brain activity. It also boosts communication skills. It also helps self-exploration. It also makes one intellectually sound, which is cool, making one intellectually sound, but you still can be fooled by people rhetoric on how smart that they sound. So I never get caught up in words that people, are using, because people can sound smart and still be dumb. Entertain. 6, impart good values. enhance creativity, which it can, and it also can lower, reading can also lower stress. So those are some of the benefits of reading, right? According to new studies led by the University of McGill and the UCL Institution of Education, children who read books daily score higher in school tests. Using longitudinal census data to look at more than 43,000 students aged 10 through 11 and then gain when they are 13 through 14. The research provides substantial evidence that pupils who enjoy reading high quality books daily score high on tests. The average marks of pupils who read books rose by 0.22 points overall, which is the equivalent of 3 months worth of additional secondary school academic growth. The student demonstrates no similar advantages for children reading daily newspaper, comics, or magazines, and the only margin benefits from short stories. The findings have improving implications from parents, teachers, and policymakers, and the international research teams is recommending that young people devoted their reading time solely to books. All right. So before I even go into that, because I just wanted to go, real quick, and I'll stop right there before I go into the other thing, because I'm not trying to be on here all day. I got a lot of other stuff I could be doing. But I wanted to kind of talk about reading, the importance of reading. And I'll talk a little bit more about that because I may have, and matter of fact, let me do that. I want to read something else. This is from my book, page 163. And this is from my book, As I Learn, We All Learn, Sharing Information with Others Deepen Your Own Knowledge, right? And this is page 163. As I learn, we all learn is a very important phrase, and it is our duty to share what we learned with others. Back in time when our ancestors were kidnapped and brought to this country we call the United States of America, the kidnappers made it illegal for our ancestors to read and write. When one of our ancestors who were kidnapped, were a kidnapped victim, learned or was taught how to read, it became his or her duty to teach someone else, spawning or exhortation to each one teach one. This helped recognize the duty owed, and the beneficiary results in the courage taking risks and displaying what is meant by the leader, and each one teach one. The original author of the phrase each one teach one is unknown, but it is a phrase or proverb originated in the United States by our African ancestors and expressions how the expression has adopted by many organizations. The same way it became the duty of our ancestors to share and teach what they have learned, I have been feeling like this ever since I gained the passion for reading. So reading and sharing information has become a part of my life. It has become a part of the teams that I'm involved in, and that is reading, sharing that information, and sharing this information, and also showing and proving how reading is very essential, and that we shouldn't take reading for granted. Like I said, in the little small video I did, that we shouldn't be taking reading for granted at all, because one point of time in this country, reading and writing was illegal for us in this country, right? It was illegal for people that look just like us. So when the opportunity presented itself and our ancestors learned how to read, it was important and it was vital for them to share that information with the other people. Even when we go to the African Academy and we start talking about, we started in the 60s and the 70s, it was vital for people because it wasn't a high level of blacks going to college at that time. So when people went to college, it was their duty to come back into their communities and teach what they learned in these colleges. You see what I'm saying? So they understood that reading was a vital tool. It was vital for our survival. Reading is still vital for our survival. It is an essential tool that we needing. So, at times it hurts me when people downplay reading, or reading isn't that positive. You know what I'm saying? Or reading can become boring. You know what I'm saying? Or reading is uncool, because that is the atmosphere that it seems to me like we're breeding. You know what I'm saying? That, reading, man, is not cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to read. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. But reading, y'all, is very important. You know what I'm saying? And even sharing that information, you know, I talks about it in my book, how sharing information deepens your own knowledge. It sharpens your own tool. You know what I'm saying? It sharpens your own tool. You know what I'm saying? So reading, man, is very important. It is a very essential tool. We shouldn't downplay reading, you know what I'm saying? At all. We should make cool good again. We should make cool positive again. But and you know, like I said, when over here on this side, like, you know, and I hate to keep saying the sides. I hate that it's a side, but people has established themselves as this side and that side, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? And this side over here, we, you know, they say we're boring, you know what I'm saying? We do readership and we do the reading hour. Again, it's nothing wrong with reading, you know. But it was said, you know, F them niggas that can't we can't be trusted. You can't trust people who put out books every 6 weeks. And I'm just paraphrasing because those two brothers, one of the brothers I met, I don't know him personally, but I met him, you know what I'm saying? And he seemed pretty cool. And the other brother, you know, I done seen him a few times online, but I still don't know him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know both of them to say, you know, fuck them, or I don't know both of them to say I don't like them. You know, I don't know them personally. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have no problems with them. And they have an issue with an individual, and now they have an issue with two people, you know what I'm saying, that's a part of, you know, Kofi Piesie research team and the Mossi Warrior clan. You know, they have an issue with them. And, you know, if you have an issue with them, you know, take that. My thing is take the issue up with them. You know, don't take it out on everybody else because we associate ourselves with them. But, you know, they say, fuck them niggas, you know what I'm saying? So that include me because he included me in there because, you know, Sean is my brother. You know, Sutek, you know what I'm saying, is my brother. You know, Chavis is my brother. You know what I'm saying? T'Challa, you know what I'm saying, is my brother. You know what I'm saying? Benjamin Njai, you know, is my brother. Satep and Rob Miriaman, you know, is my brother. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are my brothers. I have a personal relationship with these guys. We not, you know, I keep stressing that we're not an internet group. um we're not an internet group. Like we talk every day, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of been slacking with that because I've been going through some things mentally, you know what I'm saying, myself. But those brothers know that I communicate, but I still communicate. I hadn't been communicating with my brothers every day like I normally do. It is because, you know what I'm saying, I've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, get myself right mentally because there's been a lot of personal things going on with me, but they also know some of the things that's been going on with me, and some of the things I've been doing, and some of the new ventures that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, to help support my family. So it's taking me, you know what I'm saying, in another direction as well. So those guys are my brothers. And if they have a disagreement with somebody, I'm going to stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to involve. And if I have issue with someone and they associated with these people, I'm not going to insult those individuals. I don't have an issue with that. Those individuals, I have an issue with that particular person. You know what I'm saying? That particular person, you know what I'm saying? Not the group. And the only time I would try to get in to interject anything, and that would be, hey man, y'all need to stop this. You know what I'm saying? You know, but if that doesn't work, you know, that's cool. But Unc is my brother, you know, is well. And I'm saying my, you know, and these people I'm mentioning, I have personal relationships with. Some of the stuff that, you know, my brothers do, I don't always agree, you know what I'm saying, with the role or the tactics that they, you know what I'm saying, that they go about doing things. But at the end of the day, they my brothers. And if I have an issue with them, I can always go to them and tell them what my issues are, and I don't have to come online and voice, you know what I'm saying, and talk, talk bad or, you know, bad about them, or talk bad about people that he's associated with or she associated with that has nothing to do with what we going on. But like I said, it was said, you know, F them niggas, they can't be trusted, right? So, and you can't trust people. And then the other brother piggyback, you can't trust people who put out books every 6 weeks. um we never put out books every 6 weeks. I don't, we never put out books 6 weeks. And I don't understand why you can't trust people who put out books. Maybe, and he did, the brother did say that he did go on, and I'm paraphrasing this because the show was just too long for me to go back and try to find it. But I watched the show in real time, and it just stuck in my head. And I just really wanted to address people, and not address people, but just let people know that, you know, at the end of the day, what I'm saying, I hope we earned y'all trust. At the end of the day, I do. I hope we earn y'all trust. But it's a valid question. Can we be trusted? And one of the brothers had an issue with us putting out books, which he said we put out books every 6 weeks, but we didn't put out books every 6 weeks. Um, and but we put out a massive amount of books in a short period of time. We put out, I don't know, 14, 15 books. I can't remember how many books we put out, but I'll talk about that in a minute. This is something that I skipped over that I thought that was interesting, right? This is something interesting. This is something that Chavis brung out. And this is from Chavis slide. This is from Chavis Tep Hits, what I'm saying? My good brother. And this is something interesting. Then we'll go back into that other thing. But I just thought this was interesting when I looked at his presentation. And I went back and read a couple of sources that he had. I just thought this was just very interesting, though. It says, we find that comprehending to reading on paper medium, reading on smartphones elicit fewer sides, promotes brain overactivity in the prefrontal context, and result it reduces comprehension. Furthermore, reading on smartphones affects side frequencies, but not normally breathing, suggesting that normally breathing and side generations are mediated by the pathway differentiations influenced by the visual environment. The path and analysts suggest that the interactive relationships between side inhabitations and overactivity in the prefrontal context causes comprehension decline. So I just thought that was interesting. He talked about ebooks and c-books, and he talked about the pros and cons of the what I'm saying, the spine books, what I'm saying, of the real books versus the smart book versus the ebooks, and those studies that they actually did. This is from the natural.com. It's an article where they did study where they were studying the brain activity and the respiration, what I'm saying, of people who was reading from off their smartphones and reading ebooks and analyzing how it was overactivity on the brain, was promoting overactivity on the brain, um, bringing stress to the eyes, and creating headaches, and creating low comprehension, what I'm saying, from reading from these certain devices. So it's a study that's going on with that. So I just thought that was kind of, I'm more of I got to have the book, but I do read ebooks, what I'm saying. I do read PDF files. I do read information. I do read I do read other articles, what I'm saying, online, and it just, wherever I can get the information at that particular time. I might pick up my phone and read something off of there. I might be sitting at my desk and I might read something from off of my laptop, but I'm mostly hard copy book, what I'm saying, myself. But I just thought this was interesting, what I'm saying, and Chavis brung it out. And the few sources that I read maybe 4 sources on this information, what I'm saying. And I just was, just trying to follow the study, and how they was coming to their conclusion that reading, what I'm saying, from these devices was causing these stress. And I know headaches and comprehension, that would cause me is, you can't comprehend well, what I'm saying, a low comprehension with reading from these devices, and how they was able to do this or measure this, what I'm saying, using science, what I'm saying, what I'm saying, and looking at the respirations and the brain, the activity of the brain while doing this. I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to throw that out of there real quick, man. I just thought that was Very interesting. But right here it says booked up, man. We booked up over here, man. Um, you know, and you can see right here, I'm sitting at a table and I got all of our publications. I think it's like 14 publications in the last 2 years. And I think that might be what the issue was with the brothers when they saying they can't trust us. And one of the brothers, and he, and no ill will toward the brother, he was like, it take years for people to write a book, and we putting a book out. We putting books out every 6 weeks, which is inaccurate. And yeah, you can't trust people who put out books every 6 weeks. And we hadn't put a book out every 6 weeks. Not every 6 weeks, but but we didn't put out at least I think 14 books within either 14 or 13, one of the two within the last 2 years. But I got from 2006 to 2022, right? And hold on, I want to get a book. Before I go any further, let me get a book. I want to start off with a book because look at the date. It says 2006 to 2022. So I want these brothers to trust us. They don't, um, all I'm saying is just trust or respect what we doing. You know what I'm saying? We some brothers who some of us come out of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Some of us come out of the penitentiary scene. Some of us come from being homeless. Some of us come from not a great background, right? You know what I'm saying? And you know, and and for us to do a 360, some of us to do a 360 and try to elevate the minds of our people. And for us to try to share what we know, to try to share our resources with people, you know what I'm saying? That should be amended. That should be applied, whether you like the person or not. You know what I'm saying? We're actually trying to do something for the people. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to do it in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? And we understand that what we're doing is essential for the community, right? But let me get this book because I want you to look at the date. Look at the date down. It says 2016 to 2022 because I want to establish a timeline because I want people to be able to trust us, right? And I want them brothers to be able to trust us, whether you like us or not. I don't, like I said, I don't have a problem with the two brothers who made the statements of fuck them niggas. And yeah, they can't be trusted. And yeah, you can't trust people who put out books every 6 weeks, right? Uh let me get this book. And I should have had this book. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab this book. All right. All right, I'm back. I just wanted to grab this book. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, but hey, pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. It says 2016 to 2022. So I want to establish a timeline from that date, from 2016 all the way up to 2020, because um we have people coming into this online conscious social media community, right? We have people coming in every year, every year. I've been involved and I'm saying involved, I've been knowing about the conscious slash social online community since 2012 or 13. But I got active in this community in 2015, right? 2000, I'm saying active. Not I was no longer an observer. I became active in this online social media conscious community, right? I became active. So, and me becoming active, I took interest in the Sesh Metu Nature. And 2015, I took a class by Wu Jiao. I bought his book, read his book, didn't understand his book, didn't know he had a class, found out he had a class, and I took the class. That class, everybody should know the story by now. That class turned into the Warriors of Ma'at. And then Wu Jiao wanted us to have a uh a historical name, right? So we come up where he come up with and suggested that we change the name because there were some scribes, because that's what we were. We were scribes, right? So we took the class, learned the Sesmetal Nature, right? We started, so we didn't want the class to end, but the class, we graduated, we got our plaques, we graduated, we met suitable proficiencies. We met suitable proficiencies within the Sesmetal Nature, meaning that we understood the methodology or the method in how to transliterate and translate the Sesmetal Nature into the target language that we are speaking, which is English. So we no longer needed to Egyptologists to translate. So we don't have to go to a Faulkner or a Budge or a P. Allen, right? We could do it ourselves because now we have the tools. We got the tools. We understand the method. We understand the formula, how to do this. So we created a group, and then that group became the Seshuma Ani Metanet, right? And we created a channel, and we started showing in real time. We started translating, transliterating and translating text, steles, epithets, and etc. in real time. This was 2000, late 2015. We started doing this, right? So me being a part of this group, and then later on, Sean joining this group, Sean joined the group, Jehudi Ma'at joined the group. Those were two people that wasn't in our class. And they joined the group at they met suitable proficiencies because we were looking for more women. We was looking for more men to join the group who met suitable proficiencies within this degree. So us being a part of this group, it established reading a lot. It also taught us method, or what is a method, or what is methodology, because there's a methodology or a method behind translating and transliterating the text, right? So once we joined this group and we created this channel, and and let me stop sharing my, well, let me do this. Let me go here. This book was published in 2016. It has the Seshuma Ani Metaneture at the bottom. I don't know if y'all can see my cursor. You probably can't see my cursor on it. But this book was published in 2016. And this book is entitled As the Egyptian Hieroglyph Writing System's Been Deciphered, a rebuttal to Walter Williams. There was a debate that supposed to took place between the Amun-Ra squad and Sarah Sutanseti and Young Pharaoh. I don't want to be disrespectful. I'll say their names and I'll say it negative. I'm not going to disrespect those men. I may disagree with what they're doing, and that's something that we have to stop. Just because we have disagreements with people, we shouldn't insult them. We shouldn't insult their character. We should just disagree on the information and leave it right there at the information. And that's something that we're lacking. People can disagree. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. You know what I'm saying? And if I do something where it's not right, I have no problem with people calling me and saying, "Hey, B," or "Hey, Kofi," you know what I'm saying? "Hey, Mr. Nelson," or whatever. Hey, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Did you look at this, that? Oh no. So, I have no problem, you know what I'm saying, with that when people disagree, and then they show me where my errors at, and then I can go back and look and verify for myself and see, and then I can correct that, and I learned and I grown from that. I done grown from that, but people, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That just, I don't know, man. But we had to stop that, dog. But this book was published in 2016. So I was a part of a group, still a part of a group. I hadn't been active as much. Wu Jiao got the channel back to going. I'm glad the channel back going. I'm glad he got some content on there. He's putting out some good content, pumping out some good content on the channel, him and our good sister Emmy Kit, right? But this book was published in 2016. It's the Seshuma Ani Metal Lecture, right? I'm gonna I'm gonna take it off the screen just for a second, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let me stop sharing real quick if I can do that. Hold on. Oh, I might have messed something up. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this. Stop sharing. Go back over here. All right. Let me change this. Hold on. This right here is the book. Has the Egyptian hieroglyphs writing system been deciphered? A rebuttal to Walter Williams. Walter Williams, we were rebutting Walter Williams, but it was also in line with the debate with the Amun-Ra squad, Cyrus Seti, and young Pharaoh, which the debate never took place, right? The debate never took place. And also, Sanjeti, at the time, we already had it figured out. We was actually going to be essential to the debate because you got a group of people that know how to transliterate and translate this Seshmetal Nature, right? Or what people were saying, hieroglyphs. You have a group or team that know how to do that. So we was going to be essential to the debate. And so we wrote a book. So this is the first publication I have ever been a part of. The first group I was a part of that taught me what is what is a method or what is methodology. A group that we have read. I have on one wall, I have nothing but books dealing with Egypt that I read in my beginnings of my studies before I gravitated toward West Africa, right? So all we would do was trade books. We would buy books collectively as a group, and we will read those books. We will talk about those things. We will meet, do freestyle Fridays. We will do divine word Wednesdays, right? And we would demonstrate. So with this group, I learned methodology. I learned how to demonstrate. I learned how to write. And I was in my first publication in 2016. 2016. So this was the first publication that me and Sean was a part of. If you got the book, you can go in and you can see the authors within the book. All of our names are in the book, right? So I'm just trying to establish a timeline because sometimes people, even those two brothers, I don't know them personally, but I know them, and I know them through Brother And again, I have no problems against them, even though they said fuck them niggas, like I'm saying, and I guess that's including me too. But I don't have no ill will because I don't know the brothers. I met one of the brothers, and one of the brothers I know now. I know both of the brothers have an ill will for my brother Sean, and I'm gonna keep saying my brother Sean because my brother Sean's been around a long time, and we're gonna talk about this, establish that timeline too as well. But again, this is 2006, and those two brothers, and I'm just trying to get some clarity to them, why they can trust us. You know what I'm saying? And the people can trust us when we talking about putting these books out, right? When we talking about putting the books out. So that was the first publication, the first group I had ever been a part of, the first group that we was into reading, we was into demonstrating, right? So I come from, this would be my foundation, the Seshu Ma'ani Meta Nature, or the origin would be Wu Jiao's class, which formulated into this group. So this was my foundation. So my foundation taught me methodology. My foundation taught me that reading was important. My foundation taught me that taught me to demonstrate. So this is all I know. This is all I know for years is demonstrating, reading, sharing, and then producing. So we produced something that we thought would be a valuable asset to the community. One opposing view against another opposing view, but we're demonstrating why the ancient hieroglyphs of the Sesh Meta Nature has been deciphered. So we had to read, we had to study, we had to understand the method, we had to follow the method, we had to utilize the tools that we have in order to demonstrate that. So now that we're sufficient and met suitable proficiencies, we created a book. The first publication, 2016, because people are coming in and out of this online social conscious community. So people may look and just may have been privy to Mossi Warrior Clan or to Kofi Piesie research team in the last year or two, and may look like we being disingenuous, or may look like we just grabbing this there and then there in the third and just putting something together and then putting it out of there so we can make some money. No, we doing something so we can help the people and benefit. We've been doing this for years. So now I want to establish a timeline on how we was able to produce the books in 2020 to 22, 14 books within 2022. This is something that we just not started doing. So my foundation, and I'm talking about Sean, and I'm gonna bring all the other brothers in Satep and Ra. Satep and Ra is also in this book. Satep and Ra is also a member of Kofi Piesie research team. Satep and Ra is also in some of the publications that we put out as a collective, right? So this is the first book. So this first thing right here. So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Go back into the PowerPoint. Y'all let me know when my screen is. Oh, shoot. My screen is sharing again. Is my screen sharing, y'all? Because there's a delay on my end. I got my other laptop open up. Let me see. Let me do that. I'll start back when y'all let me know my screen is sharing. All right. So this is 2019. So remember I said booked up. I'm booked up, right? On the other, let's go back. I got too much going on over here. Hold on, shoot. I need to move that. That's what I need to do. So hold on, let me go back. So you got a timeline from 2006 to 2022, right? So we went from 2006. Me and Sean was a part of a publication called this Has the Ancient Hieroglyphs Been Deciphered? A rebuttal to Walter Williams. It was a collective book written by a group. So I come from, my background and my foundation is writing, reading, sharing, demonstrating, right? So that's all I know. That's all we come from. That's what we come from, right? So those brothers might not know that my first publication was 2016. Those brothers or anybody else that's watching that don't know or just started being, catching what's going on, I've been in the community since 2015 actively. We in 2020. So this wasn't a fly-by-night thing or some type of scheme to try to do something to put some money in our pockets, right? Or get people to look at us a certain way. I don't care how people, and I'm just speaking for me, and I'm a part of 3 teams, but I'm just speaking for me. I don't care about being no top teacher. I don't care nothing about being a top scholar. I don't care nothing about being a done data. I don't care nothing about none of that. I'm just merely a student sharing information. I'm also a person who loves to help people. And we're going to talk about how we help people and we help the country and we help the school through reading and teaching. No, through reading and writing and producing books. Wow, you said, man, y'all, you capping. But you people who follow the story know that through our publications, we help the whole school. We help bring attention to that school in a whole nother country. And here we help establish other peoples to start picking up pens and writing their own books by us giving them a chance. But we'll talk about that. But let me move on. But this is the second publication. Killmonger's Corner, Power and Sexual Insanity, Revolution Without Tradition. No, well, the Killmonger's Corner, The Conscious Community, Pan-African and Journal. This is by my brother, Benjamin Njai. This is this not his first publication. You know what I'm saying? He has some children books out, which I have on the shelf. Excellent read for your children. Him and a sister co-wrote 2 books. But this was his first publication. This is volume 1, The Killmonger's Corner, The Conscious Community, Pan-African Journal. I have a chapter in his book. This is 2019. So you got a publication in 2016, 2019. You have the Mossi Clan Warrior First Old logo. So now I'm a part of another group called the Mossi Warrior Clan. And through this, we trading books. Through this, we are sharing information with each other. We're pointing people in other directions toward other information, right? And now through this group, the same thing. We begin to teach through reading. So we begin to read information, put presentations together, and put them out. We began to gather data, put that data together, to put it out for people so people can be privy to this information. And I'm still saying on the record, a lot of stuff that we did from 2017 up to now has been information that people wasn't privy or wasn't even talking about, or conversations that people wasn't having dealing with the Mossi Warrior Clan. And we're talking about the West Africa, right? So this is the second publication that me and Sean was in 2019. You got was the first one was in 2016, a part of the Seshuma Ani Meta Nature, a group that teach you or that taught us what is methodology, the importance of reading, the importance of demonstrating, the importance of comprehension, the importance of writing, the importance of producing material. Now we go on 3 years later, but we still doing stuff in between 2016 to the next publication. I think Sean has 2 chapters in this book. I had 1 in this chapter, right? And this is like a Pan-African journal, right? Where he has some of the who, you know what I'm saying, or some of the people that people respect, right? In this thing. So it has chapters dealing with a variety of topics. It has poetry, it has an interview in there, and etc. Right? Now this is Sean's memoir of Inutu. This is from 2015 to 2021. And this is the blog site, which is taken down. It was put together. It was on the Voices of Fire when Sister Naya took down Voices of Fire. I think Sean said this year that page was connected to the Voices of Fire blog page. And Sean was writing on the Voices of Fire before he did, and actually, and Sean started his own blog site, which actually motivated me to start mine. But this is the memoirs of the words. The memoirs of a new WordPress. This is from 2015 to 2021, and I'm establishing this. This is the writing for it from 15 to 2021. I'm saying this is from the last article that he had. Right. This is mine. Kofi Piesie written composition. As I learned, we all learn. From May 2019 to March of 2022. So, no, that can't be right. That should have been March of 2021 because I hadn't put anything on there for 2022 at all. But this is establishing the writing period. And I'm going to stop right here because I want to go and show some of the dates on some of the articles that I was writing, I'm trying to, again, establish a timeline to see if those brothers can trust us or anybody else can trust us because we putting out too many books. That's the issue. It is said, and that brother is actually correct when he says it takes time to put out books. And people have to collect data, right? So people have to do research, people have to travel, people have to do a lot of these things, especially when they're trying to put out, some of these books and stuff that we write on. So the brother is actually correct with that. I'm gonna start sharing my screen one more time, man. Let me go here. Oh shoot, I'm gonna pull up something else. Hold on, y'all. Let me hit escape because I want to go to the blog site. Lord, and it's taking more longer than what I thought. I'm trying to breeze through this stuff. I'm not trying to be on here all day. But hold on, once this come off of here, escape up here, and I'm gonna go to the blog site. I'm gonna have to pull it up. Take that off there. Am I still okay? Let me know if I'm still sharing, y'all. I'm finna open up another window. Let me delete this. Delete this. Let's go in here. Let's just. Oh, we're just gonna go to the just go to the blog site. These are still actually up. People can actually go read these if they want to read them. And you actually can see the growth too if you got some of the books. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my beginning stage. Right here, it's still loading. Hold on. All right. So you got clothes in the cell. All right. So you got some articles on here. Let's see. Let's go into this. This is May the 25th, 2019. Who is an elder and what is the role of an elder? Right. So that's May 25th, 2019. Right. Articles. And I'm doing all this for a reason too. Just walk with me. All right. This in here is raw data. It's a play off the word raw data, but this raw data. Where is the raw document and the understanding of raw and his many manifestation texts? So I kind of talk about the book that I was going to put out, but I also walk you through those underworld texts, and go through those underworld texts and then tell you all the names that Ra has and all the many manifestations of Ra for people that don't know. Hekanukwa Sekum. So this was July 13, 2019. Still just trying to establish a timeline. Okay. One of mine I think that I need to do something on. I need to do a show on or do a small, does the conscious community have good character? And what is good character according to African tradition? So this is another article right here. I did June 8, 2019. Right. So, and I break down, good character. I talk about some of the outdated things that is going on in the conscious community, which we're still doing outdated stuff. And we in 2022 and we still doing stuff from 2013, 2012. And some of the stuff is just outdated to me. But all right, let me go back here. I'm gonna go back to my PowerPoint. All right. So now you got that. And I'm not gonna even pull it up, but you got Black Panther, Sia, 2017 to 2022. There's articles that's still being putting on Black Panther's Seer.com website. Black Panther have, and this is, look at the timelines. I have some articles on there. Sean has some articles on there. Matter of fact, I'll go to it because people will say I'm capping, I'm lying. Again, is to show receipts and to prove and to establish a timeline. Y'all just walk with me, you know, walk with me. Not gonna be too much longer. Just walk with me. God damn it. Uh, Hold on. Yeah. All right. Let's go to Black Panther's blog site and website where you actually can get his books. Let's go. Go to the website. Lord, you just start writing, y'all. Just start writing, y'all. It can't be trusted, man. Y'all copying and pasting, man. Y'all ain't reading all that material. It take 2, 3 years, 5, 10 years to write a book, man. You got to collect data, man. You got to travel, right? Yeah. Uh, Damn, man. Why it's not? It's pulling up an error, and I was just hold on. Let's see. Let's see if it let me do it from here. All right, there you go. Let's go to articles real quick. All right. I'm gonna go to general articles. So this is Black Panther's article. This is from 2021. He wrote no. This is the article that our brother Mike Hope wrote. He just published. We publish articles on the website. Let's see. That's pseudo. That's here. That's Brothers Ben. This was 2019. This is Mike's other one who's a part of Mossi Warrior Clan. Let's see. Let's go right here. Well, we already seen that one. All right, we already seen that one. Let's see. Here's another one. I see you. I acknowledge your greetings, acknowledge someone's being, do acknowledging someone's existence. And that's why I said I shouted out everybody early because that also is good character. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledging someone's existence. So I talk about acknowledging someone's existence, how important it is to acknowledge one in existence, one when it exists without the other or without the acknowledgement. So I give it from an African perspective, and I talk about the Caribbean people, right? In Tanzania and Mwanzi, and how they have these different greetings for each other. This is a nice read. This was published July 2019, right? 2019. Let's see if I can find. We put the sources down there too, so we pull information. Here go one by Sean. I'm not gonna go through all this. This was published in 2019. An Introduction to American Negro Academy in the Development of Black Consciousness by Any Harriet Sean Cal Funny. So this is an article by our brother. But we have quite a few articles on this thing as well. And just looking at the dates, y'all, right? So let me go back up here. So let's go to data, right? Let me establish this. Data. So when you're trying to put something together and come to a conclusion of certain things, right? You're collecting data, right? You're collecting data, you're analyzing that data, right? So, we have collected a lot of data over the years. Again, I've been active since 2015. You can go to 2015 and you will see I've been active since 2015. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I've been active for 20 years on this online conscious community. Like, again, you got people that's coming and going, people that's coming and going, you know what I'm saying? And new people that's coming that may just knew who we were a year ago or 2 years ago. Because those two brothers, I didn't know them 2 years ago. They might have been watching, they may not have been watching, but if they haven't, you know what I'm saying? We've been collecting data for a long time. And I just been mentioning me and Sean, but there's others members. But I'm establishing 2016. I come from a group that reading was important and established that reading was important, demonstration was important, writing was important, and producing things was important. Then I go into another group that established the same thing, and that is producing, writing, reading, sharing, demonstrating, right? And all through that, we collected a lot of data in order for us to do those things, to demonstrate, to read, or convey the information. You know what I'm saying? Traveling, we did some of those things as well, communicated with other people outside of the country as well. So we're collecting a lot of data, buying books, even buying books at a high market price, $100, $200, $300 at one time. I'm not buying another $300 book, but in my beginning stages, I did. You can't pay me to buy a book that much now, but we've been collecting data. So the brother was like, we can't be trusted because we put out too many books. And the timeline he gave was not correct, but we put out a numerous of books, in a short period of time because we have data. We've been teaching for a long period of time. So some of the data that we have, which I showed you some of the data, but just going into my other brothers, you know what I'm saying, as well. Okay, this is me and Sean first. It's just some of the data. Some of the data, the African of West African Ghana presentation, the African tradition of pouring libations, the African rites of birth and the adulthood, circumcision, marriage, eldership, ancestral death. Thanks, Hara Givens, the truth and stories of Thanksgivings and not the lies to school teller. The Niagara movement and how the NAACP gets started and is the NAACP a black organization. The 75 names of Ra presentation. What is voodoo and is voodoo from West Africa and is the voodoo what Hollywood and TV told us? Mask and African way of life. Iwa Pele in the Aura Tutu presentation. African dance, the Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, not identified with their African roots and their hatred for Haitians. African drums, oldest instrument, the instruments of communication, the heartbreaks of culture, presentation, the Bajagong presentation, the Guana Bassa Matriotic Society. This is just a list from me, but I can just keep going, but I just only gave 13. And a lot of this stuff is presentations that we did, and you go to those presentations, a lot of that information was books that we traded with each other, books that we recommended that each other of us buy. We bought numerous of books, tons of sources on all of these presentations. So these are some of the presentations that we did for as teaching. And these are some of the information, some of it that we draw when we put out books, because now we have data. We have the books. We have presentations that we collected data from those books. We have data that we collected when we travel. We have data from other people who's immersed in these cultures or in these societies or on the other side of the country where we have conversations with as well, right? This is Sean, the Jagum people, the unknown black abolishers, the identity crisis of African and African American looking to define ourselves, the prominent players of transatlantic kidnap trade, columns and pillars in ancient Kemet, Carolina Gold. I love that presentation there. The source of life, understanding African concepts and traditions. Where did ancient Remich bury their dead? Restoring eldership and the roles of African community. Has the Egyptian hieroglyphs writing systems been deciphered? A rebuttal to Walter Williams. Reconstruction and the ideal of black nations. Economic survivals escaping capitalism, racism, and white supremacy. And it's a ton of other presentations I can go down. And as you look on those and you go to those, whether you go to Kofi Piesie research team or Mossi Warrior Clan, we have 447 shows on the Mossi Warrior Clan. 447. We have 338 shows on Kofi Piesie research team, and a lot of it is consisting of reading. And a lot of this stuff we can't do without reading. Without reading and understanding and comprehending the information and building relationships with people and being able to collect certain data and utilizing some of our resources and etc. to bring y'all this information. And a lot of the information was conversations that people weren't talking about. And do this readership and through this reading hour, we was able to reach a lot of people and affect a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, and reshape a lot of people's mind, and also inspire other people to come after us to do some of the very same things, or even just believe in themselves from us doing the reading hour and from us doing readership and from us collecting data from over the years before we ramp into what we did. We're putting out a lot of content. But 2016, we was in a publication. Me, Sean, and Satepara, who's a members of the Kofi Piesie research team, and me and Sean, who is a member of the Mossi Warrior Clan. And then a publication from the Mossi Warrior Clan, which was Ben's publication, the Pan-African Journal, the Killmonger's Corner, which I have a chapter in. Sean has 2 chapters within that. So we're coming from a foundation and from these groups that believe in shaping or reshaping the minds of people. We believe in putting our money where our mouths is and buying these books. We believe in putting in the time and reading these books. We believe in putting money behind us and traveling to other places. We believe in getting on the phone and having conversations with people, or having uncomfortable conversations with people, even if we disagree. So we've been doing these things for a long time, right? Here is and that was just Kofi Piesie TV that I showed y'all. This is the Mossi Warrior Clan right here. And this is just between me and Sean. African fabric of weaving, African masquerade in the first performance of arts, and the African masquerades, another form of divination, Portuguese in the Congo presentation, Bondo and the Sandy, secret society, who is the Gullah people and who is the Gala people and the Gullah people. African marriage, the most important African, the Black Seminoles, Africans who escaped South Carolina and Georgia plant rights, the gory items in the house of the ancestors. Welcome to the Omo Valley with the Karo people, the Keterbi greetings as the definition of being, the Chui people, secret society of Iyami dancers, Tanzanians and Mosaic Makandi people, African religion, spirituality, concepts of the how and why part 2. And some of the data that I collected from this show, and I did 2 shows, African religion, African spirituality concepts, and the how and the why part 1. Then I did a part 2. Some of the data and those books that I collected that I used the data from, and Ghanese person who I talked to, and a Nigerian person who I talked to, I use some of their information and the information from that data from the book that I collected. And that was how I was able to create some of the chapters within Beautiful Lessons About Kimoyo. But I did this presentation some years ago. So we've been collecting data. We've been collecting data. We've been reading for years. We've been in this community for years. We've been teaching for years. So it's easy for us to draw back from the many presentations that we have, right? And the many conversations that we've been a part of, right? And construct it into some writing, and even pulling from the articles from the Kofi Piesie written compositions, BlackPantherSeer.com, and from Sean's blog site that was up, or even from the Voices of Fire. But this is some from Sean's, the Mad Queen of Madagascar for 4,000 Years, Forces Mile, part 1. He has a part 2, exploring new territory, shipping technology of the Portuguese, which is an excellent presentation that I advise everybody to go watch when he talks about the new technology, you know what I'm saying, that the Portuguese, you know what I'm saying, he's exposing some things where people talking about Black people been here forever. Black people sailed across that furious, dangerous Atlantic Ocean, and we've been here for years. You know what I'm saying? But he breaks down the technology and when the technology was created, and and why was the purpose of it being created to settle across the Atlantic Ocean. But we don't have any evidence of Black people always being here in America. But we bust that up in some of our collective books that we put out. Window of West Africa, The Journey Back Home, Welcome to the Sahara, Kingdom of the Caribbean, Behind the Mask of the Mossi, Isowo ni Ile Owo Ela Odudu, Ehan Ta Abaji Inu Anati Aski, The Owners of the Door of Prosperity, the Timboras, the Floating Tombs, the Kaaba Si Isimi, the Gilili, the Reintroduction of Ma'at, the House of the Hassa. I showed you just some from the Kofi Piesie TV, showing you some from the Mossi, right? And it's just, it's just, I just picked some. Now, these are from some of the brothers who came in later. You have A Brief History into the Valley of the Kings. This is by Satepara Mariaman. The Warriors of Kemet by Satepara Mariaman. African in the Modern World by T'Challa Bangara. Reprogramming the African Mind by T'Challa Bangara. The Dreams of an All-Black State by Vasa Nicolo Gullah. The Battle of Kadesh by Satepara Mariaman. The Forgotten History of Zoos by Scientific Racism by Satepara Mariaman. Africans concept of time, the introduction and the invitation to and discussion, the overlooked subjective, which is a very excellent presentation by Vasa Nicolo Gullah. Abram Petrovich Gendel Ganabel, if I said that right, Satepara Mariaman. What's Happened in Our Black Families, a historical survey of African American families, part 1 by Vasa Nicolo Gullah. Who is the Tuareg People by Sutek Akandi Olawa. Number 12, The Arab Racism's Thoughts of the Africans in the Midville Time by Sutek Akandi Olawa. A Life Inside the Kingdoms of Ouagadougou by Sutek Akandi Olawa, supposed to be Sutek Akandi Uyani Olawa. Reptiles in Africa Culture Part 1. I forgot to put his name. That is also Sutek Akandi Olawa, and these are only 13. But it's tons of more. So I'm just showing also that our brothers was also teaching, our brothers was also reading, you know what I'm saying, and sharing information for over us, you know what I'm saying, for years, collecting data. Some of these things are some of the stuff that we actually took and formatted and put it into a writing and expanded on it and was able to create the books, right? Satepara Sutek. Oh, hold on. Yeah, Satepara Sutek, T'Challa and Vasa Van Gogh, and I already went through that. I just redid it. Now, this is Chavis. Chavis came later on. The Religious Belief Revisit Tep Hesed Edition, Relevance Cultures of Anthropology and Sociology, Religious Belief Revisit, How I Cooked It Up Series Part 2, Life and Times of Credo Mutwa, Sengomas, Reptilians, and AIDS, revisited the topics of the Sengoma, examining available data of pros and cons of the ebooks and physical paper books, How I Cooked Up Part 4, the Tep Hesed series, Can Your Freedom of Speech be used against you, the Tep Hesed edition, accessing code switchings and available. This is by Chavis. This was another one. And I didn't copy that twice. But these are some of the ones. So we've been doing this stuff for years, man. We've been doing this stuff. We've been collecting data for years. So the brothers who said that we can't be trusted, especially because we put out too many books, I'm trying to establish a timeline. And even I wanted to go, but I'm not going to go into that. I wanted to show how readership and readology is a negative term when associated to us. But I wanted to show, but I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I just want, and I wanted to show how show the dates on those different presentations that we did to verify the timelines of us collecting data over the years. So when we get to 2022, it's no issue for us writing the books. But I'm going to break that down and establish that a little bit more to that, you know. But right here, these are the sources and stuff that I use, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with the benefits of readings, you know what I'm saying? What is reading? You know what I'm saying? While reading is an essential tool. A fun fact that that Chavis exposed that I use, one of the sources dealing with people who read, or us in general who read from the smartphones, how it is causing low comprehension from these different devices, ebooks, and etc., and how they are measuring your brain activity by doing this, and your brain is being overworked, overactivity from the brain, which is causing low comprehension. The breathing causing hit, all those different that study um as well. And it's a couple of more sources I should have put on here dealing with that, because I found interesting that you actually can look at those studies of how it's causing low comprehension. I'm gonna stop sharing because I and real quick, and let's see, hold on, let me see if I had something else on here. That's it right there. So let me do that. I'm gonna start sharing real quick, and I'm gonna mention this briefly because we're gonna talk about 2022. I don't have to have no slides for that, but it's gonna let me do it. Hold on. All right. Is y'all gonna let me stop sharing? Okay. All right, let's go over here. Is it gonna let me stop sharing? Uh Hold on, y'all. I'm stuck some kind of way. I don't know how the hell. Let's see if I do this. Boy. Hold on, y'all. This damn screen here. Hold on, y'all. This damn screen here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. What the? Oh. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. It's not letting me come off. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. It's not letting me come off. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. It's not letting me come off. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. It's not letting me come off. Hold on, y'all. All right, that should have got it right there. I don't know if this other monitor or something got froze up. Let me exit out of here too. Exit out. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Let me exit this in here too. Let me turn this back on. But yeah, so going back, like I said, hold on. Let's go back here. All right, so going back, so you know, and like I said, the brothers, they had a valid, can we be trusted? So when you get to 2022, so I wanted to establish a timeline from 2006. 2006, again, joined a group called, well, actually, Help was a founder of the group. The group come from a class, from Wujawa class. We didn't want to separate. We was enjoying ourselves. We graduated the class, so we created a group. Within that group and the conversations that we was having amongst each other and Wujawa class, he helped us establish methodology, what is a method, how to utilize the tools, how important it is to read, how important it is to write, and how to demonstrate and how to produce. So we created the first publication. Again, has the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs been deciphered? A rebuttal to Walter Williams in 2016, the very first publication that I was in, the very first publication that Sean was in, the very first a publication that any Harriet Sean, I'm not Sean, but Tepera Mary Amen Those three brothers, they are members of the Kofi Piesie research team. Me and Sean is also a member of the Mossi Warrior clan. This is from 2016. We had a YouTube channel. We demonstrated that we still had a YouTube channel. Wu Jiao is putting a lot of good content on the channel right now. We was consistent for a while, been in the community actively since 2015. Teaching, sharing information, reading. So I come from that's my foundation. I was taught there, went to another group. Me and Sean went to this other group, and this other group, the values or the core foundation or the basics of this was the same thing. Mossi Warrior Clan was reading, sharing information, utilizing the tool, understanding methodology, building relationships, producing materials. So from there, you get the Killmonger's Corner by Ben with another publication after the publication 3 years. 3 years after we win another publication, but in between that, we were teaching, and then we created the memoirs of Inutu. This was Sean's, and he was also a part of Voices of Fire writing. I created the Kofi Piesie written composition, and I showed y'all the dates, and I could have showed y'all some more dates on there of us writing and being consistent, where we was drawing material and sourcing from other material and sourcing from other people and sourcing from places that we were traveling, right? Now we get from there, we get another branch off of that, which is Kofi Piesie research team. And from there, before we get to a Kofi Piesie research team, I began to notice people, and then we started bringing people on the panel, such as my good brother Sutek, such as my good brother Vasa, such as my good brother T'Challa Bangara. And they began to present. I told them this is their home. So not only now were me and Sean presenting, but now they are presenting. Now we got them into reading more books. Now we got them into writing more, reading more books and sharing that information with people and showing them how they was able to arrive to certain conclusions, you know what I'm saying, that they came apart, you know what I'm saying, or why they feel a certain way after they read this, you know, and so forth. And then from there, we created the group after they collected enough data, and we passed on to them what was passed on to me and Sean, and that is how reading is important, how demonstrating is important, how shaping the minds of our people is important, how producing things is important, how writing is important, how giving back is important, how establishing is important. So we pass that down to them. So now we have enough data from 2016 to 2022. So you got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you got 5 years of collecting data, or even longer than that. You know what I'm saying? For some of us, been longer than that collecting data, because I've been buying books in 2013, been reading since 2013, was exposed to this online conscious community, social media community, and I think late 2012, early 2013, started reading. Then became an advocate of reading in late 2013, and trying to study missing and hitting here and there, and then going later on and becoming active in 2015, you know what I'm saying, and started showing my face and letting people hear my voice, within the group, and being a proud member of this group, and being proud of learning certain things and utilizing what I was taught with these things, which helped me to go on and be a good member for the Mossi Warrior Clan, helped me to be a good member in Kofi Piesie research team, you know what I'm saying, just helped me be an overall good person in general, you know what I'm saying, and on how to approach certain things, on how to treat people, on how, you know what I'm saying, to utilize tools, how to use methodology, how to see how people arrive to certain things, how to analyze data, how to collect data, right? So we've been collecting for years, right? So the brother was like, we can't be trusted. People putting out books every 6 weeks. And it take years. The brother is actually correct. It take, sometimes it take years, what I'm saying, especially if you're honing on a specific subject matter and you're trying to get versed in this specific study, right? So it may take a long time, right? You studying, you traveling, maybe even taking courses, right? And so when it got time for us to start producing the first book, this was the book that started everything, was The Spirits of Mossi, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, volume 1. So this book, we put this book together it was 6 members of the Kofi Piesie research team. So it doesn't take years to write a book when you're doing something collective, because every group I've been a part of produced a book. Every group that I've been a part of demonstrated. Every group I've been a part of, pushed reading to the forefront. So this is where I come from. So now, and from that, we created our own other stuff. The blogging site, the Mwas of Inutu, Shans, the Kofi Piesie written compositions, then the Kofi Piesie TV, right? Now you got the Seshu, Kofi Piesie TV, you got Mossi, and you got us on. At one point, we was on all 3 channels teaching, uploading, sharing books, showing books, sharing information, collecting data, giving y'all our opinion on certain things, so been doing this thing for a long time, right? So now when we get to this book, we got tons and tons and tons of presentation. We have, if I pick up the camera and walk down this wall, I can show you tons and tons and tons of books. Tons of books I've been reading since 2013. Since 2013, I've been reading extensively. So tons and tons. Go through my phone and show you people on the other continents that I got, I had conversation with, or I have relationships with, right? So even from this book we created for people to read material, we draw from some of the presentations that we did. And then we went and expounded on that by picking up other materials to read and drawing back from the materials that we sourced from those presentations, or we sourced from those articles that we read, right? So it was easy. So, and survey, is different than when it comes to chapter. So people, when they look at the word survey, so we have 4 or 5 books. We have 4 or 5 books collectively. So when you got 6 or 7 people writing, it doesn't take a whole year to write a book, or 3 years to write a book. If you got 6 people writing, and they've been in the community and they've been teaching and been collecting data for years, it's nothing to draw back from that data, to draw back from those notes. I got a thing down here, what I was showing them a while back here. I started pulling out tablets with nothing but notes from stuff that I took from years ago, stuff from 2013, stuff from 2012 that I started drawing information from, or going back and retrieving some of that information and getting the books. So it does take time. It does take years to write books, but it didn't take that long for us to put. We made the initiative to write this. We started the ideal in January. The book was published maybe 4 or 5 months down the line. We published that book, or maybe 3 months. 3 months. We gave it a timeline. We gave it 3 months. So now you got a survey from the mind. So again, when we're talking about surveys, because there was something mentioned too a while back that we're not on one accord when we're writing. It's a survey. People tends to miss the subtitle, a historical survey of the minds of African warrior scholars, volume 1. So it's a survey from each one of us. So each one of us got a different skill set. All of us bring something different to the table. So all of us studies, our studies are different. So we took what we've been versed and been studying for in years. We took that and made a survey out of it and created a book from it, not chapter survey. So that's why you will have certain chapters that deal with certain topics, and it doesn't take long when you got 6 people and they already been collecting data for over the years. So now they can draw from that data and pull it and piece it together quickly. They can give you their opinions. They can give you how people arrive to certain conclusions on certain things. They can give you historical events by people in real time that they may have talked to, or experiences that they went when they travel to certain places. So now they can implement that. So it doesn't take that long to write anything. It doesn't. Long as you got the data, it doesn't. All you doing is organizing. You organizing and arranging it in a format, you know what I'm saying, where it makes sense. So then you get from there, you get the Spears from Pens, volume 2. You get that the same year. But if you go back, Kofi Piesie TV was started in 2017. Those other brothers came on the channel in 2018. Prior to that, me and Sean was a part of a group in 2016. We had a channel with the Seshumani Meta Nature in 2016. We produced a collective book in 2016. 2019, we did another collective book with one of the founders of the Mossi Warrior Clan, which we was a member of. And everybody in the Mossi Warrior Clan, majority of them have books out, and majority of them have articles out. In the Seshumani Meta Nature, we as a collective have a book. Wujai will have a book. Emike has a book. Sean has a few books. I have a few books. Some of the other brothers have articles that they may have wrote and presentations that they have. I can pull up the very first presentation that we did, which was the very first show on the Seshumai Meta Nature. I come in teaching. I come in sharing information and from the data that I collected from over the years and collected with them as a group. So it doesn't take that long to produce a book. So we did 3 books in 1 year. 6 people. It does not take that long in collecting data. Then we did Spiritual Combat. And we produced another book. And in between us doing that, we wanted to create a children book. Sean created a children book. I created a children book from my mind, from my imagination. Some of it is made up, some of it is real. Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland. It is about a Gullah Geechee girl. Kalawa is a Gullah name. And I created it from the story of doing I think that was the 80s or the 70s, when the Gullah Geechee people in those sea islands in North Carolina, Florida, and so forth went to Sierra Leone. And they took a pilgrimage back home. So I based it around a real story, but created a character or 2 characters within that. And she went and learned about music and to establish how important music was. So Sean created a book, an educational book, you know what I'm saying, which was simple, a kid's book. You know, we all have creativity. It takes nothing to take something and type it out or write it out like I did. Wrote it on paper, then I typed it out. It's nothing to do, especially when you're reading and then you got a lot of data. You could pull from those data, and you could create a story and utilize made up stuff and utilize, historical stuff, intertwine it to make it interesting. And some of the stuff is actually true and they're actually learning from, Then you go on to 2020, 21. We put out, I don't know how many weapons. I don't know how many volumes we got. I think it was 3, 4. Then we didn't do but 1 volume last year. We did we did Spear Masters at the end of the year. We did Spear Masters volume 4. And it was 6 of us who actually did that, and we brought on Chavis. And Chavis is a new member. You may not find a lot of material on Chavis, but Chavis has been collecting data for a lot of times. He has some shows where you look on his shows, his whole description has sources all in it. And these are things that he's reading, data that he has been collecting. But even becoming a member, we had to get him right. We had to establish for him, we had to put him through something. He had to present, he had to write something. He had to write some stuff. He had to present some and be able to show us he can understand what he's doing and put in the presentation form and then teach it to the people, convey it to the people. So this thing is just, it doesn't take a long time, man, once you've been collecting data for years. And maybe because I only know the two brothers for 2 years. Well, I don't know them personally, but know of them for the past 2 years. And maybe they've been around and just been quiet. But if they don't, been doing this for years. So it's nothing for me to take something and create something. Like if I want to write a book right now, it can take me, I can write a book in 3 months right now on the subject matter that I'm versed in. Everybody know I'm versed in, I'm speaking for me now, I'm versed in African traditions, African culture. I'm versed in that. That's where West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa. That's where my studies at. That's where most of my books that I read, I'm interested in and studying, getting that. That's why you don't see me all over the place when people are having conversations about various topics, and I'm not indulging those topics because I know I know enough to I actually can speak about some of those things, but I had my light out the whole time, but I don't get involved in those conversations because I'm not versed in. I'm trying to be a master of one trade right now. I'm not trying to be a jack of all trades. So you got people bouncing around from place to place on subject matters, and they're not well versed in. So I'd rather stay out of the conversation. I can easily pop in and give my 2 cents or share what I learned about a different subject or whatever, but I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay in my lane. This is my lane, and that's why I like the groups aspect, because most people, the groups I'm in, everybody have their own lane. Everybody is versed in a certain subject matter. You know what I'm saying? And everybody kind of stick to their own lane. So when you read that stuff, they're talking about a specific subject matter and so forth. Me and Ben's kind of subject matter is the same, but Ben's he's a little bit of versed when you talk about the languages. I'm not well versed in the language. I'm not well versed in the practitioner side of it, as my brother Ben. But it doesn't take long, y'all, to write a book once you've been collecting data for years. The brother is correct. It takes years to write a book. I wrote beautiful lessons about Kimoyo in 3 months, but when you read my book, I told you it took me years to put this book together, which it did because I had to collect data. And the books that we created, the 14 books that we put out in the last 2 years, it was information that we had already been doing for years, because we've been in the community well over 8 years. Most of us been in here well over 8 years plus. So you can go. So I wanted to establish that timeline, or you can even go and Google some of the stuff I'm talking about. You see, yeah, I was there in 2015. I was there in 16. Yeah, I did help produce this. I did help write that, or I did write that. I did do this. I did that in the third. And even with what we're doing, we have created a lane where we inspire other people to write. So when we put out the coloring book, we put out an educational coloring book this year. Then we did the comprehension book, where we grabbed people that were scared to write, and we said, hey, come on, you submit a chapter, we'll go through it, we'll look at it, and we agree on it, we're going to put it out, and then we're going to put you as an author in it. So when people punch in, they'll see that, shoot, you are a published writer. You are a published writer. So we're giving people a chance to see what that looked like. You know what I'm saying? That was something new that we did. The books we did, the first 2 books are in a library in Africa. The first book we did is we help generate funds for a school. We help get coverage for this school. News coverage for this school. We got the footage. I already showed it about 2 years ago when I said Kofi Piesie research team, something in the pandemic. But I showed you the videos of the actual news people over there in West Africa, man, at the Gay Journal Skills Academy, which is three different schools, and how they're us helping them and them helping us as well, because it's a reciprocation. You know what I'm saying? They helped us and we helped them. You know what I'm saying? And we had a partnership, and then and through reading and writing and producing these books, we was able to establish some scholarships to send people to school. They didn't have to come out of their pockets. And this is from reading. This is from writing. This is from producing these books. This is from collecting the data, right? So I'm showing you the upsides and showing you and giving you a timeline that, man, we didn't just start doing this overnight, and we not a copy and paste group. And everything that we do, we source material. And every book that you read is sourcing material from other, sourcing material from other people. Then it's got, because in my beautiful lessons about Kimoyo, I give you my disagreements on certain things. I'm giving you my opinion and why, and I'm breaking down why I come to my conclusion. These are my conclusions, not anybody else's conclusions. This is not from the data that I collected, but I'm just giving you my conclusions on certain things. And then my certain experience on certain things with interacting with certain people or going certain places and seeing certain things. And this is why. But I'm telling you, this may not be accurate. I'm just giving you my opinion or why I disapprove on certain things. Just like, people still running around talking about African spirituality, African traditional religion. You know what I'm saying? And we quote, and some of the scholars, the African scholars that we're quoting, use these terms, or especially the African traditional religion. I say throw that in the garbage. I say throw African spirituality in the garbage. And I talk about that in the book. Why? And I'm giving you my opinion on why, but I'm giving you facts on where we don't have agencies over these terms really, and where these terms actually come from. But shout out to those, those elders who paved that way for us and using those terms just to be validated by academia. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the whole, the whole thing of these terms or whatever. But, and other stuff that I talk about that I don't, I disapprove, and I'm giving you why I disapprove on certain things, man. But yeah, they hungry. But yeah, I'm finna get up out here, man. Kind of feel good, man, to come back on here. It's been about a month and a half since I did anything, man. And it's crazy, nervous when I first jumped on here. Like this is gonna be it's my first time coming back online. It is in the last month and a half, man. But we're gonna get back to the basics, man. Like we're gonna get back to the basics. We're gonna get back into I'm gonna get back into doing presentations. That's what I'm gonna get back into. I'm working. I may not be able to come on here like I used to come on here, but I'm gonna stop, being off here for the people that want to see me read, for people that want to see me do the reading hour, or the other groups, my other brothers do the reading hour for us, laying out some information, breaking down the information, making people understand information and giving it to you where you're able to digest this information, man, because that is actually what made me was the presentations. I got off of that for a little while doing the interviews, which I'm still gonna get back into the interviews later on, but I'm gonna go back to the basics. Then I want to start another show because I'm gonna try to do something. It may not work, but it may work. Like this other side stuff, I'm finna try to do something with the other side, because like I said, it's another side. And then I've been telling people to notice it's another side. People been establishing now that it's the other side. I ain't gotta say it. People been establishing the other side. You know what I'm saying? People been talking down about one side. People been unsubscribing to one side, subscribing to the other side. So it's just been some crazy stuff that's going on. I don't want to be a part of it, but if I do be a part of it, I want to try to change it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna create a show, and this show is going to be particularly for people that we see on the other side, or people have the opposing views, and where people can come on here and ask uncomfortable questions, you know what I'm saying, without getting too crazy, but asking uncomfortable questions. And maybe we can come to a medium where people ain't got to disrespect each other, but can agree to disagree and not insult each other and not say fuck them and not talk about their children and saying ostracize them or try to get people to stop supporting their businesses, or making them seem small or making them seem crazy, you know what I'm saying? Or so maybe this show can stop that, because I'm about improving things. That's why I put the books out to try to improve and to inspire people. And I did the author's perspective to inspire people, to show people and walk people through the process so they be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Create cards, you know what I'm saying, to give to the people. You know what I'm saying? Create a publishing company, a cheap publishing company where people can get their books published at a cheap rate, you know what I'm saying? Instead of people trying to break your pocket, showing you how to do other stuff, sharing information or topics with people that other people don't talk about. When I say you go to the Mossi Warrior Clan channel, I guarantee a lot of those topics that we talked about, it wasn't people in the community sharing stuff, especially extensively when we talking about uh West Africa, man. But yeah, we got to get back to the basics, and hopefully I can get that show. But I want to get me a co-host, but I want it to be something. If we gonna do something, we gonna do something right. You know what I'm saying? That camera off. Nah, we can't do that. We ain't gonna do that. We want to do the camera on. We want it looking professional. You know what I'm saying? We want it sounding right. And I keep it. And one of the reasons why I came live too, I wanted to test out my new bike. I got a new new mic that I invested a lot of money in, this Shure mic, but it's one of the top of the line mics. You might spend a lot of money on it, but I'm just trying to get all my stuff right, all my equipment right, all my sound right. And I want to get a co-host who has, the visual, because the visuals is right too. The conversations need to be right. um the conversations need to be right as well. You know what I'm saying? So maybe where I can get that show, and I actually was gonna start it off with brother Sheffrin. To be honest, it wasn't gonna be a co-host, but he was gonna be like the first one, which might have been started to be like the co-host or something. I just wanted to give like a test run. Like, we two have two different opposing views. Our perspectives are totally different. You know what I'm saying? Totally different. You know what I'm saying? He disagreed with some of the stuff I say. I disagree with some of the stuff that he says, but I think that it can make, I thought, the name of the show was uh civilized conversations. So I want to create a show called Civilized Conversations, where people can come on and people can ask critical questions, you know what I'm saying, or ask any question. We can talk about any topic, you know what I'm saying, and without it being disrespectful. We can agree to disagree. We can shake hands. At the end of the day, we can go on. We can still, consider ourselves to be brothers. So hopefully I'll be able to create a show like that, man, and get somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because we want the visuals looking right too. We want them visuals looking right. We want it to sound right. We want it to look professional. You know what I'm saying? Um, as well, man. And but yeah, man, that's it, man. And man, I appreciate the people who stayed the duration of the time, man. I even appreciate the two brothers who said that we can't be trusted. Hopefully, y'all can trust us. Hopefully, them brothers can see that we not an internet group. We not a copy and paste group, and we did collect data. Um, I kind of showed you some stuff, how long we've been in the community. The very first publication was in 2016. So it really wasn't nothing new to us, but we're still learning. It's still a learning progress. And I'm proud of the stuff. I'm proud of the work we did, even though people may not be proud of some of the things, Kofi. I want them to trust me. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that means he's got contention for no damn reason. I ain't even for the read Cheryl stuff. I don't know what Cheryl talk about in there, man. But again, like I said, I appreciate everybody, and maybe I can get that show popping off the ground, where we got two different people from opposing views can come on the show. I have a co-host. It look professional. We can do those things, but until the meantime, till I get that off the ground, boom. You know what I'm saying? Be looking for more presentations coming from me. Not gonna be every day, but I'm working on something now. Another subject that nobody's talking about right now. So I'm gonna talk about this. It's in my lane. So I'm gonna talk about it, how this got established. I don't want to get a name out right now. I'm working on it. We always talk about black folks. We always talk about Elon Musk and all these white billionaires. Why we never talk about the billionaires that look like us? You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about, we're gonna go in there, but I'm gonna give it, I'm African out. So I'm sorry, I'm African out. So we're gonna talk about some African billionaires, so I'm putting together something about some African billionaires and something else, and a surprise with that presentation. and some other stuff that I'm doing, man, as well. Shoot, man, and I appreciate it again, man. And reading, man, is an essential tool. You know what I'm saying? Is an essential tool. So reading is cool. Let's make reading cool. Let's not down people who do reading. This, you know what I'm saying? And again, I embrace readology. I embrace the reading hour. If you want the reading hour shirts or you want the readership shirts, man, go to www.Mboka Apparel and get those shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna turn a negative into a positive every time, man. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn a negative into a positive. I'm no longer holding hard feelings against people because people, you know what I'm saying? People gonna prey on your downfall. People gonna hate you regardless of what you do. If you fix whatever it is, if you do what they say you want them to do, they still gonna hate on you. They still gonna talk down on you. They still gonna find something to say. They still gonna disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna throw subliminal shots. And man, that's cool with me. I'm in a better space, better mental space right now, man. So I'm gonna let the people have that. That's what y'all want to do. Or whoever want to do it, y'all can do it. The Muzz can say whatever they want to say about me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Say what you want to say about me. Say what you want to say about the things that I'm producing. But the things is, I am trying to affect change. I do have something going on. We as a group have something going on. We are trying to affect change in our community. We are passionate about the issues that we're talking about. We are effective about showing people on how to own whatever it is. We are passionate about showing that what's for you may not be for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? We for showing people how to capitalize off of this YouTube thing. That's why I say now I'm just gonna win and I'm gonna turn a negative into a positive. So I'm gonna make some money off of it some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Even if it ain't but a few dollars, at least I took that negative and turned it into a positive. Even if it ain't nothing but to take my family out to eat, even if it ain't nothing but a few dollars to put in the fridge and to make groceries for my household, I'm just gonna capitalize off of the negative all the time. I'm going to embrace the negative. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to respect everybody. I'm going to give everybody respect. When you don't give me respect, I'm moving out of the way. I'm going to F with the people who F with me. And that's it. You ain't got to come over here and watch Kofi Piesie TV. You ain't got to watch Mossi Warrior Clan. If it's such an issue for us doing what we doing, far as being boring, far as reading, far as producing things, you know what I'm saying, far as creating scholarships, far as creating authors, as creating small businesses or small entrepreneurs, or showing them what a small entrepreneurship look like, showing them how to be positive, showing them it's okay to be intelligent, setting the right example. Yeah, like I'm saying, this show might not be for you. I'm cool with it because we got people who was our day ones that don't even fool with us no more because the tension it done split in half. So you got two damn sides, which is dumb as hell to me. We should capitalize and come together. We can make more grounds. We can get more things done. And this is not a hobby. Some things is a hobby for people, some things not. This is real life for me. I love teaching. You know what I'm saying? That's why I done reinstated with my lodge. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going back in the masonry, doing what I was doing before I was doing is I was teaching. So now I can be in front of people and I can teach, speaking engagements, doing speaking engagements now. You know what I'm saying? Doing music. I'm doing something now. Finna get me a little build from the ground up. Was trying to find one which is expensive. It's cheaper to get a bill. Finna try to chart a music program for the kids. So I'm about affecting change. We're about affecting change over here. So if you ain't about affecting change, you ain't about uplifting people, you ain't about showing people the way, this is not the channel for you. I'm cool with that. Just stay away from the channel. Like stuff that I don't want to deal with, I just stay away from the channel. Or stay away from the people. If the people don't mean you no good, just stay away from those people. And if they have a big name or not, if you feel like I ain't for you, you know what I'm saying? Don't fool with me. Don't fool with me, because I guarantee for now on, if you not for me, I'm not fooling with you. If you don't support me, I'm not supporting you. But again, man, peace and Black African power. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Be on the lookout for the next I don't know if Sean or Sutek or Chavis doing anything, man. Oh, and I want to say this real quick too, man. I know I keep saying I'm gonna go. Them boys, them guys are my brothers. And I know it's some issues going on with people, but now they got issues between people. I'm staying out of it, man. Keep, and I'm staying out of it. Now I'm not gonna let my brothers get jumped by nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let nobody gang up on my brothers at all, because them my brothers. Like I said, we not an internet group. We got a real relationship. We talk every day. We got each other phone numbers. We know what's going on in each other's life. So nobody can turn me against them guys. I love them guys to death. I'm gonna ride with them. I'm gonna support them. And even some of the stuff that they do, I don't agree. Some of the stuff they do, I don't agree. But I don't agree with my real brothers. We have disagreements on certain things too. But I don't stop fucking with my brothers because I don't like the way they approach things, or I don't like the way that they say things, you know what I'm saying, or the way that they do things. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna turn my backs on these brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stand up for these brothers, and when they in the wrong, they'll tell you, man, you in the wrong. And when they do shows that I don't like, I just don't watch. The same thing on the other side. Shit. I rock with, Unc. I don't agree with everything Unc do. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with some of his approach. He does listen at times, but that's, you know what I'm saying? That's my brother. When he's doing some stuff I don't like, I just don't look at it. I don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't watch it. I got to protect my mental. Now I'm saying that's from both sides. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, and the same too. If you don't like what I'm doing, but you rock with me, you know what I'm saying? You don't like what I'm doing, don't watch. You ain't gotta watch all the time. Or just peep in. Peep in, boom, soon. I just saying what you got going on, man, showing my support, and then get out. And then I'll come back and I'll do the same thing. Come over there, peep in, I'll look. If I like the conversation, I'll stay, I'll watch. If I watch, boom, I get out. But now I start watching Sean, them shows, Chavis and Sutek, and I might go over on the pseudo killers. They don't even know I'm over there. I'm watching it because I have a personal relationship with this side, which is my brothers, that I got on the other side. Like I'm saying, it's stupid to have sides, but people don't choose sides. And it's cool because people you support who you want to support with, you rock who you want to rock with, that's your priority, whatever, however you say it. But, so I peep in, I just don't say nothing. I just sit back, I watch it, and I enjoy. If I don't enjoy the conversation of what's going on, boom, I get off of that. You know what I'm saying? I get off of that, And on the other side, like I said, I named, Ben, I named Chavis, I named Sutek, I named Sean, and people can stop that. I'll never stop effing with Sean. Never stop effing with Sean. You know what I'm saying? May not agree with his approach all the time, but that's my brother. Unc, he's the other side. They say the other side. Now everybody talking about the other side, That's my brother. I got a relationship with him. So it's only right for me to support over there at times. Sheffrin, Sheffrin, I consider him, a friend, you know what I'm saying, at times. He, brother Will text me at times, you know what I'm saying, and see, how I'm doing, I may be considered him a friend, but I may not be Chef friend, but Chef showed himself friendly, do have I say a pretty decent relationship with him, got a good relationship with CK, so why not support them? I'm saying because I got a relationship with them now. The other people, I met Vance. Vance seemed like a nice guy. I met Kent, but I don't know Vance. I don't know Kent. And I thought me and Kent were cool, but he said, I guess when he said fuck them niggas, he said fuck me too. So, or whatever the case may be, but that's cool too. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no ill wheels toward that brother at all. He don't know me, I don't know him, so I don't have nothing to hate on him about. you know what I'm saying, or dislike him about, because I don't know him, you know. So Cedric, I don't know him. Don't have a personal relationship with him, but on the strength of Sheffrin, CK, and it's only right for me to go in and support. When they own some crazy stuff, boom, I get off. When we own some readership, and we own some reading hour, they get off. That's not fancy to them. You know what I'm saying? And what they do not fancy to us. But we, just come in and support each other. So we just got to learn how to support each other, even though we don't agree with the information. But a lot of times the information has become where it's starting to get personal. People want to jump on people. People want to cuss people out. People want to destroy people businesses. People want to destroy people credibility. People, you know what I'm saying, want to do all types of stuff over a disagreement. We gonna all disagree. I disagree with some stuff Sean do. I disagree with some stuff Sutek done. Or even when it comes to the information. Like, we all don't agree on certain things with the information. But you ain't gonna never see me go live and talk bad about Sean or Sutek or Chavis or Ben or Unc, and you're not gonna see me. And that's something that we gotta stop too. I put a challenge out here. If you rocking with somebody and you somewhere, even if it's your own platform, and you on your show, because a lot of times the different platforms, we got teams now. So the teams has a platform, which is this YouTube channel. And sometimes teams go live without their teams, or a piece of the team go live and the whole team is not on the platform and they're doing something, right? But I put a challenge out here. If you rock with somebody and it's on your platform and somebody says something negative about the person that you rock with, dead it right there. You not telling them that they gotta like this person or they gotta agree with what this person is saying, but just out of the respect for the friendship, just tell them, man, I'm not gonna entertain that. You my friend and he my friend. I'm staying out of it. When we get off of this, or I get off and you feel like you have something to say it then. But in my presence, you're not gonna disrespect my friends. I don't care because you disagreeing on the information. You see? Because I'm not gonna if somebody over here and I'm on a panel and I know some issues may be going on with Sean and some issues may be going on with Sutek, because I did see the show, y'all. I don't know if I've seen the show. I see the show. I watched both shows. They was going in on my brother Sutek, man. And I hated his response. You know what I'm saying? That's something I hate. I hate his response. I hated even come to that. But we had to nip that stuff in the bud. Like, I'm going to stay out of Sean and Unc stuff. I'm going to stay out of Sutek and Cedric and Kent stuff. And whoever got a disagreement with who, I'm just staying out of it. Just keep my name out of it. But I'm not going to let you jump on them. I'm not going to let y'all gang. I'm not going to let you gang on Unc. I'm not going to let you gang on Sean or Sutek. If I'm there, I can't do nothing if I ain't there. But I'm just saying, for now on, let's issue out a challenge. If you fool, and I'm saying this, and I'll give you an example. Unc, talking to you. If I'm on, now we already know that whatever going on with you and Sean, y'all may not, y'all friendship may be gone. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Been staying out of it, done stayed out of it. I don't care for it no more. Y'all can act a fool. Y'all can act a monkey. Just keep me out of it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know Unc say it's hard to do, but it's real easy to do. But Unc, if somebody's on your platforms talking down on me and I'm your friend, you tell them, man, and they ain't gotta like me. Whoever it is ain't gotta like it. And I'm not saying they don't like me, but they might not. Cedric might not like me. Kent might not like me. I don't know these guys. I don't know them. So I don't. So if they're talking about me and I'm your friend, you tell them, hey, look, bro, whatever issues you got with him, bro, you can do that. But hey, while I'm here, hey, I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not finna be giggling. I'm not finna be laughing. And I'm not finna let you insult him or talk about this man's family or talk about this man's business or talk about anything that he did. Now, if you want to talk about the information, let's talk about the information. Let's talk about this information. And we can, yeah, and attack the information. Don't attack me. You know what I'm saying? Attack the information. I ain't got no problem with that because I understand when you put information out here in the public, it's up for scrutiny. And I challenge scrutiny because that's the only way I'm able to get better. You will never hear me say that I'm right about everything. I could be wrong. That's why I put a disclaimer out every time I do something. That's why I tell you I'm not an expert. That's why I tell you I'm not a teacher. I'm a student sharing information. So I'm just putting a challenge in the same thing too on my side. And I've been doing it. And that's where I'm at. I'm not, if I'm on Sean on, I'm gonna stop Sean from talking about Unc while I'm on, because Sean, my friend, and Unc, my friend. Like, we just gotta stop that. And then it's out of our control. When we ain't on that, let them go in. But we just gotta stop that, man. We just gotta understand, man, that we can agree to disagree without insulting and attacking each other, man. You know what I'm saying? And man, that's it, man. So, like I said, be on the lookout for civilized conversations. I don't know when that's coming, but I'm gonna try to be working on that civilized conversation. And anybody that's in the Mississippi area, I know at least in August, if you're in the Mississippi area and you want your kids to learn about music theory, you want people to learn about sequencing music, making beats, song arrangements, um, um, how to write a 16 verse, how to write a 18 bar chorus, how to mix, how to utilize and use Pro Tools, how to use Logic to record, also how to strengthen your vocal cords. I'll be doing a free program probably at the end of August once the building get here and I get my wiring up I don't. They're all in the power that went out.